So this first video, I'll be talking about a very important component of the green card application process, and that is your photo. Today, that's what we'll be covering in this video. So if you've already taken a picture, you can also double check with the requirements I'm going to be covering. And also, if you're planning on taking a picture, you know what to tell your photographer if you go to a studio so that they know what your expectations of the picture is. Because if you don't submit the DV lottery with the photo that meets the requirements, that is the first step of not even winning the DV lottery. So you have to have the correct photo requirements. And today I'll be covering the photo requirements so that you take those pictures and save them for the DV lottery because it's opening between October and November. So the first requirement, your picture has to be in color. You know, like you can take a black and white picture, you can take an off gray picture or something like that. But for the DV lottery, your picture has to be in color. So the picture itself has to be in color. Your image has to be in color. But then the background of the picture has to be white or off-white. Hopefully, I'm making myself clear. So you, in the image, you have to be in color. Like if you look at my background right now, it's like an image of a village somewhere. I don't know what it is. I just got it off of Amazon, so I loved it and I bought it. But so that image is not off-white. So it needs to be white or off-white. So off-white and white is just like similar. So it has to be plain. So if you take a picture, a DV lottery picture that has a blue background, red background, you know, the pictures they take in Africa, that will not meet the requirements. So the picture, the image, you yourself, if you have red clothes, if you have blue clothes, if you're wearing whatever clothes, those colors needs to come out because it has to be in color. So like if you're taking the picture, like my name, Nafula here, will appear in pink. The shirt will be gray, so that's the color. So the picture, like the image in the picture has to be in color. But then the background has to be in white or off-white background. That's the first requirement. The second requirement involves the size of the head. So the size of the head, according to the DV lottery guidelines, the size of the head has to be between 50% to 69%. So that's like 1 inch to 1 inch and 3/8 of an inch. So it has to be 50 to 69%. And when I talk about the head, what am I talking about? It starts from here all the way to the bottom. So from here to here, it has to be between 50 to 69% in height. So when we say 50%, I don't mean like, 50% of the entire picture is your head. No, what I mean is the height of the picture. So from here to here, like if you measure from the top of the image to the bottom of the image, it should be like your head in between should take about 50 to 69% of the height of the picture. The width doesn't matter, but then the head has to be between 50 to 69% in height. That's from here to here. That's the second requirement. The third requirement involves the date. When are you taking this picture? So, according to the DV requirements again, the picture has to be within 6 months. And this is not just for the DV lottery. Like if you're going to the embassy, it has to be like a picture taken within the last 6 months. If you're going for the interview, any picture that they ask you at the embassy, it has to be within 6 months. Why? They want a picture that is a true reflection of you. Like, for example, some people, like within a year, they gain a little bit of weight. Some people, like to bleach their skin, so they'll be a little bit lighter. Some people will grow dreads. Some people will, some changes can happen within a year or within 2 years. That's why the picture that you took within the last 6 months, so that when you show up at the embassy and they look at the image and they look at you, you'll be the same person. That's why they want a current picture, a picture taken within the last 6 months. And when you notice like a picture, you'll be like, how will they know, right? When you take a picture, because it's a digital image, like all these requirements that I'm talking about, you're talking about a digital image because that's what you'll submit on the computer. You can't submit a paper image on a computer. So it has to be a digital image. And with a digital image, it's very easy to know what date that picture was taken. So don't think you'll use a picture that was taken 4 years ago and then nobody will be able to find out. It has a date. And If you subscribe to my channel and you follow all my videos from this first one, I'll be doing pictures showing you examples of images of the actual DV lottery winners, like people who actually use those images and they won the DV lottery. And I'll be showing you, like, if I'm talking about 60 to 69% of the image, if I'm talking taken within the last 6 months, I'll show you how to look at the date, how you can tell when the picture was taken. So you have to take your picture within the last 6 months. That's the picture that you'll use to submit. So if you took the picture like in the last DV lottery, make sure you don't use the same image, because guess what? An image is like, you know, when you're on Facebook, like when you upload a picture, it can tell if you've uploaded it somewhere else. You know, the algorithm will tell. So that's the same thing. So if you used the picture last year, don't use the same picture. Try to get a different picture or do whatever you need to do so that that image does not look like the one used last year. So the picture has to be taken within the last 6 months. Another requirement is how you look at the camera. So when you're taking the DV lottery picture, you know, I can look this way, I can look that way, you know, like when you're taking like pictures for Instagram, Snapchat, whatever, you know, you want to look whatever. Some people like to look down, up, do whatever they want to do with their eyes. But then for the DV lottery pictures, this does not apply. You have to look straight at the camera. It's just like when you go to an interview at the embassy, you have to look at the interviewer right in the eyes, right? So you have to look at the camera so that like I'm looking at the camera. Don't look on the side, don't look down, don't look up, don't close your eyes. Just make sure you're looking directly at the camera. Another requirement that goes hand in hand with looking at the camera, your face needs to be neutral. So don't take a picture like, you know, with a big smile. I know some people like to smile in pictures. In DV lottery, your picture has to be neutral. So you're not like, you know, showing any emotions. You're not expressing anything when somebody looks at that image. They can't look at an image and know like, okay, you're sad on this day or you're happy on this day. So it should be neutral, not expressing any emotion. So it's just like, you know, something like that, you know, not like, you know, so you don't smile in the picture. Make sure that the picture remains neutral. Another thing is like, don't wear uniforms in the picture. Sometimes it's so hard to tell like something if it's a uniform or not. If you're like, you know, a flight attendant or whatever, and it's obvious like, you know what, whatever you're wearing is a uniform, do not do that. Do not wear stuff with logos or whatever that shows like this is a uniform for a place. Just wear clothes that you'll normally wear on a regular day. So your clothes, don't wear uniform, just wear clothes like you wear on the regular day. Like if you're a Muslim, you can wear like religious clothes that you wear. If you have like hijab, it's okay to take a picture in a hijab because that's allowed. It's for religious purposes. They know, you know, you are not supposed to show your hair, and the DV lottery, whatever, they understand that. People taking pictures in these Muslim countries, they're also winning the DV lottery as much as they're taking a picture with the head covering. So with the Muslims, you can wear a hijab. But then, other than that, do not wear a hat. That's a requirement, that do not wear a hat. So if you have like a hat or anything like that, that is an automatic, like this picture does not meet guidelines. So make sure you avoid wearing a hat. So just make sure you're not wearing a hat, and don't wear anything, a hat that's covering your hairline. If you're a Muslim, like I said again, it's allowed because of religious purposes. But if you're not a Muslim, just you're wearing a hat and then it's covering like your hairline, that's not something that meets the DV lottery guidelines. Requirement involves like, headphones. Some people, they love, so, people walk around with them. So they're not allowed like in a picture. Like if you're taking a DV lottery picture, remove those headphones. You don't need that. You can remove for like a few minutes until you take the picture, and then you can put them on. Sometimes if you're wearing like, hearing device, like hearing aid, something like you actually cannot like take off, those ones probably you can get away with like, taking a picture with them. But other than that, headphones, stuff like that, stuff in your ears, make sure like, they don't appear in the picture. And also I recommend like, like if you're taking a picture and it's straight, make sure like, you can see both your ears. Like I said, like, in my earlier videos, I have small ears. So like, it's hard sometimes to see them or whatever like that. But then just make sure like, when you're looking straight at the, camera, like at least you can see your ears. I know some people have flat ears. And I can tell you there's a DV lottery winner who actually put something behind the ear so that they can pop. he won, but I don't know if like putting something behind the ear helped. But then like literally if they take a picture, their ears are flat. So they had to put something behind the ear to make them like, pop out a little bit, So if you can do whatever you need to do, but then make sure like, you're not wearing anything in your ear. And if both ears can be visible in the image, that is a plus. Another thing that cannot be worn in a picture, or another requirement, is like do not wear eyeglasses. I wear eyeglasses for distance. So like, but if I have to go take a picture, like if it's for a DV lottery, I need to take those glasses off. So if like prescription glasses and all that, you need to take those off. Some people wear eyeglasses for medical reasons and they cannot take them off, not just like prescription glasses. Like they have a medical reason behind, like they cannot take their eyeglasses off. So they're allowed to wear the glasses, but then the frame of the glass should not like cover your eyes. Or maybe like if they're taking the picture and then, like sometimes you take a picture and there's a glare. So that glare should not like obscure the eye. So like I need to see, the thing is like, I think they want to see the eyes so that they can know like, the color of the eyes. I don't know so they want to see your eyes. The point is like they want to see your eyes. So anything that's, if you're wearing glasses, they're either the glare is obscuring the eye, or maybe the frame is covering your eye, or maybe you have shadows that are covering the eye, then that's not a good picture. So make sure like, stay away from eyeglasses if you can. Just take them off. It's easier that way. But then if you have to wear them for medical reasons, just make sure like either the glare, the shadow, the frame, nothing is actually covering your eyes, because your eyes should be visible in the image. For the size of the picture, it should be like, if you're taking like a picture, it has to be like 2 inches by 2 inches. The good thing about a picture that's 2 inches by 2 inches, it means like it's a square. So the picture should be a square. Why? Because if you want to adjust the size, it's easy. Because for the DV lottery requirement, the picture has to be, the pixels has to be 600 and 600. So to just like 600 by 600, if you're working with a picture that's 2 by 2, like it's a square already, so it's gonna be easier to put 600 and 600. But if your picture, like, it's not 2 by 2, 2 by 1 or whatever, you'll have a problem, because when you adjust the width and the height, whatever, like it'll be like 700 by 800, or maybe 200 by 300. Like it won't be like, it's not going to be easy to adjust like 200 by 200, 300 by 300 to 600 by 600 to what is required. So what is required for the DV lottery is a 600 by 600 pixels. So your picture should be 600 by 600 pixels, 2 by 2. And it should be a digital image. With the digital image, we have to have a format. So the format of your picture has to be a JPEG or JPG, whatever you call it. So it has to be in that format. So for example, if somebody takes your picture in a photo studio and maybe they save it in like a PDF format or maybe in another format, like it won't be able to be uploaded. They want a JPEG. So you have to make sure like this picture or this image that's being taken and saved in a digital image is in a JPEG format. Another requirement is the size. So the size of the image should be 240 kbs or less. 240 kbs or less. What does that mean? It can be 200, it can be 50, it can be like 100, it can be 80, it can be like 120. It's still less than 240 kbs. So the picture needs to be less than 240 kb. So don't ask me in the comment section, is 50 kbs okay? Yes, it's less than 240 kbs. Don't take a picture that's over 240 kbs, because then you get into a problem. Like sometimes you're uploading the picture and then it's saying like this picture is in whatever. Like people who applied last year experienced that, and some of them, they fixed the problem by actually using an image that was less than 240 kbs. So we'll do that. And also, like I said, if you subscribe to my channel, I'll be doing videos before the DV lottery opens October to November. So I'll be uploading more videos showing you even how to use a photo tool. So if you need to edit your picture to meet the requirement, I'm not going to go into, I don't have time to show you how to edit, change the date and do all that. I don't have time to do that. But if you want to watch, you can watch my videos from last year. But then like this year, I recommend the easiest way, just go to a studio and take a picture. Have a picture taken. The reason why I'm doing this video early is like if you have kids and they're heading to school, make sure you take their picture before they go to school, because it will be within 6 months. So make sure you take their picture so that in case you win, you don't want to leave your kids behind because you didn't add them on their initial application. So make sure that you are taking your spouse's picture, your kid's picture, and everybody's picture. And I know you have questions regarding marriage and whatever. We have a whole month. So I'll be covering all that. So all you need to do is to keep an eye on, if I upload a video, go ahead and watch the video to see what requirement I'm going to be covering. I can't answer all the questions in one video, so I'll do multiple videos. So just make sure you stay tuned. So now let me cover situations where maybe you took a picture and then you need to retake it. Like maybe you took a picture within the last 6 months, but then you need to take another picture. One of the reasons is maybe you were a little bit bigger, like maybe, you know, sometimes you had like, you know, you were overweight and then your face was like a round, and then maybe you had surgery or you were on some, you know, medication, you lost a significant amount of weight, and then now you look skinny and then your face looks a little bit different. Then you'll need to take another picture for the DV lottery. Another thing, like, you know, for America, usually in Africa, not so much, but in America, people have like, you know, they have like, you know, gender transitions and stuff like that. So somebody who was a woman becomes a man, or somebody who was a man becomes a woman. Now they have like, you know, if they didn't have beards, now they have beards. So in those situations, like, you will need to get another picture. Another reason, like, you know, somebody did not have a tattoo in the face, now they have a tattoo in the face, then they'll need to take another picture. Or maybe they had tattoos and now they went and erased them. So now they look, the face is different. They will need to take another picture in that case. So that's the situations where you need to retake it again so that you can, like, you know, it looks like it's the same person. You know, some people sometimes also, like, if you've had like surgery, maybe something happened to you, you're in an accident, or maybe you're in a fire, or maybe like, you know, you just did a lot of surgery on your face and it looks like visibly different, then you'll need to take a picture, like if you took it in the last 6 months. But then, like, if anything, you know, has not changed and your picture is taken within the last 6 months, then you probably should be fine. So I know a lot of people are out there like selling you, you know, they'll be like, you know, you need to come to me and I know all these requirements, and you know what, I'm going to take a perfect picture for you. As much as they tell you that, you shouldn't take their word for it. Make sure that you do your own research. Like if you watch my videos, I'm going to put a link of the photo requirements right on this video. So you can click on that link and you can look at the photo requirements, so that when you go to the studio, you can even take the requirements with you. When they take a picture and they have a digital image before they save it, just ask them, can I please look at the properties on that picture? So they will pull out the properties and you can see if it's less than 240 kbs, you'll see if it's 600 and 600 pixels. You can see the size of the head, if it's like appropriate and stuff like that. You'll see the off-white background and or white background. You can see if your image is in color. Look if you're facing directly at the camera. Look if your facial expression is neutral. Yeah, you'll be able to look at these things. So look at them and make sure like you, as a person who's paying for that picture, is actually satisfied. And as far as DV lottery application is concerned, only like if somebody is taking you a picture is when you need to pay. Actually, applying for the DV lottery is free. So nobody should charge you to apply for the DV lottery. If you want to apply for the DV lottery yourself, you can do it. If you want somebody to pay somebody to do it for you, that's okay. But just know that me applying for you and you doing it yourself is not going to make much of a difference when it comes to winning. DV lottery is just as the name goes. It's a lottery. So you can either win or not. So either you apply anywhere in the world, the chances of winning are still the same. If I apply for you, a lot of people are like, apply for me, you have luck and stuff like that. It doesn't work that way. It's a computer. So once all the entries are in and they run the numbers and the winners are pulled, it does not matter who applied for you. Once you get in there, it's a random selection. So if you want to apply, you can apply. Also, if you want to, pay somebody else to actually do it for you, that's perfect too. If you're paying for them to do a picture, that's perfect, because now you know the requirements and you can actually follow up on the properties and make sure that you're getting the correct picture. That's it for today. But what I'm gonna say is I'm gonna be showing you pictures for actual winners. I'll show you my picture is old, but I'll still pull it up. My brother's picture is old, I'm still gonna pull it up. But then, like, you know, I have people who, you know, they've won the green card lottery in just recent years that I have access to their pictures, and they said it's okay for me to use their pictures. I'll show you the images they used to win the lottery, so that like when you're looking at the image, when you're going to the DV lottery site, you just see pictures of random people there. But then this one's the pictures that I'm gonna show you, and the ones we'll be even analyzing. These are pictures from actual DV lottery winners from Africa, from where you're from. So like when you look at the picture, you'll be like, hey, I can relate with that, because it's an actual image of somebody who actually won the green card lottery.